Welcome back to the Donnie and Anthony Show, the DNA Show, because the black and blue, win or loss, runs in our DNA. Hey, I'm your host, Anthony, and my man Donnie, representing the DNA. And this week, as always, our reaction to this past week's game. And man, was it a heartbreak. Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Our reaction. So right off the back, Donnie, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think the keep pounding motto was in this game, but turned out not in the favor of the Carolina Panthers. Your thoughts right off the bat?
A lot to like from the loss. I mean, usually you take away the good and bad of the loss. There's a lot of goodness, lost. We finally saw Terrence Marshall Jr. get his shine, something I've been advocating for the past 2 years. DJ finally had a breakout game. He got involved. The biggest thing about this game shows that, man, we got a stud running back in Deontay Foreman. Doesn't get tired. He's physical. And I love the way he runs. He's going to be a good bruiser back for us in the near future.
Yeah.
We have a problem at kicker potentially. Most kickers wouldn't have saw Monday after such a thing, but there's a lot to like. Of course, some disappointing things. Some things I'd like to have back, like some bad throws early on from PJ, but I was impressed with the way he bounced back. I think the offensive line looked damn good. Just a lot of good in this loss, and not too much bad because regardless, we played complimentary football enough to win this football game.
Yeah, for sure. It did enough to win the game, but in the end, the time expired or someone scored and that was the end of it. So and it went into overtime as it shouldn't have. But you talked about the offense of PJ Walker bouncing back. You were impressed with that. So let's talk about it. So on the offense as a whole, we finished the game 478 yards total. 309 of those came from passing, 169 from rushing. 5 for 13 on third down. That's 38%. But we were 3 for 5 in the red zone. Made the trip to 20 yards inside 5 times, scored 3. Only had one turnover the whole game, which was the interception by PJ Walker. Unfortunately, returned for a touchdown. Gave them one of their scores for the day. But yeah, there's still a problem, Donnie, on third down. I want to point that out. And right here, I had this pulled up for us. And third down percentage. Number one for third down percentage. Number one team is Kansas City. Number two, Buffalo, and Cincinnati, number three. Their percentages on average for the year so far 51%, 50%, and 48%. Dead last in the NFL, as you guessed it, Carolina Panthers are 26% third down efficiency. 26%. And the average for this game for us, 5 of 13, 38%. Still having a tough time of continuing past third down. Getting that first down on third down, your last chance to stay on the field. Good things, but one thing that does hold us back a little bit. We could score even more points if we get that fixed there. So, but moving on, 309 yards passing, that comes from was PJ Walker. He was 19 for 36, 317 yards, and 8.8 average. So every time he had a completed ball, gives a total of 80.4 rating. He had a one touchdown, one interception. That touchdown coming as a Hail Mary to DJ Moore and gets flagged for it, pushes it back on the extra point, missed the extra point to win the game, going to overtime, missed the field goal to win it after an interception by CJ Henderson. So, man, just couldn't go our way. And last person on offense, want to highlight Dante Foreman. Man, ever since we got rid of Christian McCaffrey, he's been stepping up big time. He had 26 carries, 118 yards, gives him 4.5 yard average, and he had 3 touchdowns. Very Christian McCaffrey-esque. So, very good. And on the other side of the ball, defense, pretty good. That was led by Derek Brown, had a good game. He's been having a pretty good year so far. Would you agree, sir?
Yeah, I'm for sure quite thrilled at how Derek Brown's been playing. Um, Man, I think he's our franchise defensive tackle. Man, one of my favorite moments is when he tripped up Marcus Mariota in the game.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a hell of a play. I'm happy with the way he's been playing. He's having an All-Pro type year.
yeah,
People will think that's a reach. What he's been able to do has been exceptional. I'm happy, man. That right there is why we picked him at 7. So I love the guy and I love the
yeah.
way he's playing.
Doing very well alongside with a couple other guys on defense. A lot of guys on defense. Unfortunately, 406 yards allowed by the defense, total of 37 points. 239 of those come from passing, 167 from rushing. But they were 1 for 3 in the red zone. The Atlanta Falcons were. So they only gave up one score, in the red zone. I'll come back to that just a second. But as a total, we had 2 interceptions, 2 sacks. And the defense was 6 for 12 third down. Not the defense, but they allowed 6 for 12 third down efficiency. That's right down the middle, 50%. Another little problem. So both sides of the ball, I think that might have been a key factor there, where they were kind of allowing, a little more than usual third down, allowing them to stay on the field after third down. Let's take a step back. 1 for 3 in red zone. So I saw that stat and I was like, 1 for 3 in red zone. But wait a minute, they had 37 points. How the hell, you know? So I go back and I look, and after seeing the scoring drives, how they scored. So 2 yard pass to Kyle Pitts was the first touchdown in the second quarter. So there's their one, I believe. Yes. Later in the second quarter, a touchdown was the 28-yard interception return. So okay, cool. Third quarter, 25-yard pass from Marcus Mariota. Big play there in the third quarter. Okay. Fourth quarter, a field goal. All right. Another field goal. And then in overtime, uh, I'm missing one here. Also in the fourth quarter, a big 47-yard pass from Marcus Mariota from the former Carolina Panther Bird receiver. 47-yard pass. So a couple of big plays given up by the defense. Not didn't help either. So that's what is going on there. So and back to us here. So Donnie, with all that, so first let's start on the offensive side of the ball. PJ played well. Dante played well. But then as you see this third down efficiency for the day, not very good. Was there any other problems that you saw or things that need worked on for the offensive side of the ball?
I think we need to get started a little earlier. Offense really didn't start pumping to the second half. Um, I like to see now, mind you, I've been very tough on PJ and how he is as a quarterback. I thought it was one of those Matt Rule signings. However, he shut me up and he's been playing really well, and I'm proud of him. However, he did have a rough first half. He missed DJ big. He missed DJ quite a few times in the first half, but I think the biggest thing we've always had problems with is just getting started early. Man, we can't get started early. It's like we can't seem to get the ball rolling practically most of the first half. Um, Basically, since Matt Rule took over, we've just been having problems doing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, not too much concerns me. As a matter of fact, I'm super optimistic because all the weapons that I've been wanting to see on the field have been on the field, especially a Terrence Marshall Jr., who really took advantage of his opportunity this Sunday. And man, he played a hell of a game. He bounced back. Lot to like of him. To me, he's practically a rookie. And the reason why I say that is because he didn't play a lot last year.
Yeah.
For some, another Matt Rule signing or a Matt Rule draft pick that barely touches the field, there's really no reason as to why. But we saw now while we picked Terrence Marshall in the second round, probably, arguably, man, with that performance, if we get another week like that, we may have found our true number 2. And defensively, man, shout out to Derek Brown. He had a hell of a game. Luvu looked good. And today I saw a report that C.J. Henderson was our highest rated defensive player with a 91 point something grade for Pro Football.
Same. Yeah.
Yep. So shout out to C.J. Henderson. A lot of things to like in Carolina. I even said it on my Facebook. We're not that far away, guys. For people who think that we're super far away, we're not. We're really not. Like, Sunday is a true example as to how much potential this team has. Just imagine, us firing all cylinders with with a high level quarterback. No slight to PJ, but obviously a quarterback of high level would get us going early. Um, but we're not that far away, man. We got a lot of pieces to build now. Some people were heavy on Brian Burns there. This game, Brian Burns did miss a crucial tackle in overtime that kind of upset me, but I'm not going to be too tough on Brian Burns. He does need a complimentary piece to rush up alongside of him. But and of course, man, shout out again to Deontay Foreman and DJ Moore, man. Both had hell of a game. So
Yeah, for sure. Big spotlights, good things on offense, good things on defense. It just uh, it's easy to place blame on a couple things. Some say the DJ Moore penalty at the end. Well, even before that, he dropped a big fourth down, ended up making up for it big time and a big catch, big throw by PJ, big catch by DJ, PJ to DJ, and he took his helmet off at the end. Now NFL refs are saying, or the NFL is coming and saying, hey, he shouldn't have been penalized. So, um, but who's to say that kicker doesn't miss that extra point even when he's closer? So, we don't know. But he had two big chances to seal it himself for the one job that he has. I'm not saying it's an easy job, probably one of the tougher jobs, right behind quarterback. So, but you're paid to do it, and you're supposed to make those stuff, especially the easier ones. So, and he didn't do it. So, and as some people say, the defense just letting them in closer, but they also had that interception, and they played well all day. So, but easy to place blame on a lot of people, uh, and I'm going to do it, and it's the kicker. So, so
that's true, though, man. True. I mean,
yeah,
everyone talks shit about DJ Moore, but guess what? Even with the penalty, it was nullified because guess what? CJ Henderson picked the ball off. Great play by CJ Henderson. Picked the
yeah,
ball off, returned the ball into fantastic, you know what I'm saying, field goal range. We were definitely field goal range. Great, just great placement on the field where we got the ball. And he shanked it. And you can't do that. Like
yeah,
those kind of things that will lose good teams football games.
yeah,
Being put in position to execute the one and only thing you're supposed to do. Again, like you said, it's not easy, but you got to convert, man. You're making millions to put the ball through the upright. You're not the one out here trying to orchestrate a drive to get your team in field goal range. You're not like I said, catching the ball or running the ball or throwing the ball to get you good field position. You have to take advantage of that 33, 34 yard
yeah,
field goal. That is a fucking extra point, might I add. And for the ones who blame BJ, man, that's bullshit. Um, I'm sorry, man. I don't agree with it. Like I said, it'd be different if we lost the game because of that and they
yeah,
scored their overtime. Guess what? We caught the pick, got in a good, got a good field position, and he still fucked it up, man. So
yeah. He
I don't know, man.
he made
I
up
play
for it. He he did his job.
right,
But you place the blame on the kicker, as the rest of us, right?
and it's just it is what it is. Like it'd be like I
Yeah,
said, it'd be different if that chance and he messed up. Like, well, I'm saying the penalty messed him up, but he had a 33, 34 yarder. I mean, you trip that shit in every day at warm
yeah,
ups.
yeah,
But there's a video of him taking fucking selfies, so apparently he wasn't taking his job serious that day. I guess bullshitting around and shit.
yeah,
He seemed like a good guy, and he seemed like he took it kind of hard. But I mean, I've seen people get slandered for less. So
yeah, for sure.
God bless. God bless him.
Let's not hang on to another person in Carolina that ain't doing their job right for 3, 4, 5 years. Jesus, I've had enough of that. The bull crap stops now. So, Jesus. Um, but yeah, and before we go here, we just want to give you our thoughts on this game this week. But before we go, I want to shout out. Hey, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You can find us on all of those. Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Don Ant Show, and Facebook and YouTube, right here on YouTube, the Donnie and Anthony Show. But now, last thoughts, Donnie. Panthers at the Falcons. We see them again in a couple of weeks on Thursday Night Football, which is also the debut of the Black Helmets. Revenge will be sweet. What do you think?
I think so. I think we have their number, and I think all we got to do is just get started a little early offensively. And honestly, real quick, PJ did throw a pick six. It was just a hell of a play by the defensive end.
Yeah,
Wasn't a bad decision by that, just a great play. But I also think we may have potentially found our head coach depending on how we continue to play. I mean, I love Steve Wilkes.
for sure.
Obviously, last 3 games, or at least the last 2 games, with the Ram game was kind of a rough one. But man, these last 2 games have been the tempo, the urgency, the physicality, execution has been fucking great, man. And
Yeah.
think we have found our potential head coach. I'll be down for it. Our running back situation isn't hurt. Our receivers look more stacked than ever. Shout out to the offensive line. Shout out to our corners. Just shout out to the whole team. There's so much to like, man. There's nothing more to say, but just bright things are coming our way, and they're going to be coming a lot sooner than what a lot of these motherfuckers who don't watch Panthers football think. So just be listen. It's coming. I just told someone at work today. He was like, he's like, "What do you think?" I said, well, "I think we're a lot closer to what a lot of people think." He told me He told me that was BS. You'll see. I even tell you this. 2012, we had a very stacked roster. It was Luke Kuechly's rookie year. Thomas Davis finally had a healthy season, played out of his mind. Cam, that was his second year. We had some pieces. We added some pieces that offseason 2012. We finished 7-9. Guess what happened? I said the same exact thing I said. We're not as far off as people think. There's a ton of talent on this roster. Last time I said this was 2012. Went deep to the playoffs in 13. I'm predicting that it might happen sooner rather than later. Maybe almost like a repeat of that year. So,
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers fan, if you're mad about Sunday, I'm mad that we lost because I hate that we lose. But the other side of me is super optimistic because, I mean, the skies are just the clouds have moved over for us to shoot up into heaven. That's how we're just out of this world good. Just got to find the right pieces, which aren't too much. Quarterback, maybe another defensive end. Well, definitely another defensive end to play alongside Brian Burns. A new middle linebacker because, sorry, Shaq, what I've always thought about you, you freaking bust. Man, you started. You look like Saturday. All respect, though. Not a lot closer than what a lot of people think. I think we're like close. We're good. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah. No, for sure. I agree. A lot closer than people think, and the bandwagon get to hopping again here soon, as it was last time. So we're already on it. So we're driving. I was like, come on, get on. I know you want to get on. But brighter days are ahead, and the future is bright. Light at the end of the tunnel, all that stuff. At the end of the day, we just say keep pounding, right? To sum it all up. So this weekend, thanks. Sunday. So the next game, Panthers and Bengals. Joe Burrow comes to town, or we go to their town. Cincinnati Bengals, Carolina Panthers next week. Big time. Saturday is Georgia and Tennessee. I say that because Hooker, who could be a future Carolina Panther, also from North Carolina, goes to showdown. It's number 1 versus number 2 in college football. And Saturday, somebody turns 25. I think his name is Donnie. So, sir, happy birthday to you early. As a recording of this
Appreciate it,
video,
man.
it'll be the birthday of Donnie the day before the Bengals and Panthers showdown. So happy birthday, sir. Enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, here's to another year. And we weren't supposed to make it to 25, sir, as J. Cole said, but you made it. Well,
Absolutely.
not yet.
Not as good. See,
But I think you'll make it.
but it'd be a hell of a present to get a Panthers win on my birthday, man. That'd be icing on the cake.
There you go. So, um, it is a it's the fifth, right? I'm not tripping.
Fifth.
Okay. I just make sure. I was like, oh,
Good
the
shit.
fifth. So,
Good shit.
so happy birthday, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
And we're going to celebrate. Nice. Yeah, and hopefully the Panthers win to top off your weekend, sir. So good stuff. So as always, on behalf of the DNA show, Anthony, Donnie, and Anthony. That's DNA show. Black and blue runs through our DNA. And hey, as Donnie said, we're a lot closer than people think. And which light at the end of the tunnel, a lot closer, brighter days ahead. But you sum it up, and it's two words, baby. What do you tell them, baby?
Gotta keep pounding, baby.
Always keep pounding. Next week, you'll have our reaction. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow and the boys comes to face Cardiac Cats, Carolina Panthers. We'll see you next week on the DNA Show.